So we're already 2020 already looks like a crazy year, right? February was the release of well, no, it was Ahmaud Arbery's murder in
Yeah.
Georgia, in the state of Georgia. That was crazy, cause that was like I remember reading about this, and they were like, oh, they hunted him down, they killed him, these racist fucks, blah 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 blah, and I was like, oh, hold up, can't really believe everything that you see on the social media and the Twitters and everything like that. Let me do a little digging, and then I saw the video, and I was like, whoa, this is dark, this is so
Yeah.
dark. And then another video came out that was put out by their lawyer or something of
Mhm.
like them actually like proudly chasing this young man while he's just
Yeah,
trying to
'cause
go for a run through a neighborhood, and they shot him.
yeah, because I think the whole thing was like he went out for a jog and then he was like in a construction area like for a house that was being built or something like that, and that's where it all kind of started. Is like they saw him in there and coming out, and of course, they felt that it was their right to, go apprehend this guy and question him, but of course, he's like, who the fuck are you? And that's when the scuffle came out because I believe it was a father and son. So the son came out with a firearm and was like, hey, get down, get down. And of course, Amon, being, without a weapon or anything like that, tried fighting it off because he didn't know what their intention was. And that's whenever you start hearing the shots and everything like that. So it was a huge thing going on because they're like, well, is it right for them to have done that for like that citizen's arrest, taking the law into your own hands? So that's when like it wasn't so much because I know we're gonna be talking about it later, but it wasn't so much like the thing that broke everyone. It was just something that kind of was like, oh, this is kind of happening. It's starting to put a little bit of light onto it, but not too much. It was just like a story that happened and then kind of went on the back burner with the events that would eventually happen later on, of
Well,
course.
no, so people don't understand like these events happen every other day
Yeah.
of like especially in the southern region I grew up in it where people are chastising you because of your skin color or they have an assumption that you're a super predator because of your skin color and they want to take actions in their own hands. Now, I'm pretty sure you can find a video each year about a young black man or a young black woman being targeted. And I use this word correctly because in that video I felt that Aubrey was targeted, and because these two racist fucks, he was targeted because of his skin color. I don't want everyone to take me out of context and say like young black men and young black women or people of color are just always targeted. No, no. I'm saying in that for Aubrey's case, he was targeted, and we can find a video each year about this, but this is a year that it stood out because, like you said, we put it on the back burner because this happens all the time. There's no news
Hmm.
clicks. Everyone's used to this, and everything like that, or most people are used to seeing this. In that region, and everything. It's not a um, world problem that the news casts. Then came March, Justin. March is when the shit hit the fan, buddy. I remember being in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and I'm planning on a great St. Patty's weekend with my best friend Tim. And he's telling me all these bars, all this crazy stuff, how the city just shuts down for 4 days. Everyone just parties. It's amazing. And then these news lines start popping up. Coronavirus here, coronavirus there, infections here, numbers are rising. Asymptomatic came out. Who the fuck ever heard of asymptomatic before 2020, right? So all of these like headlines pop out about COVID-19, SARS virus,
Hmm.
coronavirus, and everything like that. And then the mayor makes an announcement that St. Patty's Day in Savannah, Georgia will be shut down. And I was like, oh shit. I need to get back to California before I get stuck here. Hopped on a plane, no mask, and everything like that, but it was no one on this plane, dude. I was like one of 10 passengers for like 100 and something seat plane.
Hmm.
And we start reading the headlines, right? Corona happened. Shit hits the fan. This is where everyone starts panicking and become panic buyers because of the pandemic and what everything the news media is putting out. What was your March like with that?
So it came because, of course, we kind of knew about the virus. Like, I we knew that it had finally come to America, but we didn't know the extent of it because it was like I believe like not even 1,200 deaths so far, but that's because it was like really high risk, and those were people that actually visited China. But I remember my daughter was gonna start spring break, and we were like, okay, you know, she'll be spending the week with us, whatever, and then next week she goes back to school. Well, they're like, hey, we're going to extend spring break just 2 more weeks. Okay, 2 more weeks became a month. Okay, and then man, like the entire summer, everything was closed. I remember like with my work, letting them know like, hey, I don't know what to do right now. Like I know I have to work, but nothing is open to where I can't even take my kid to a daycare center. And it was just like no one really knew what to do because it's something we haven't dealt with really before. Like, of course, we've had crises in the past and everything like that, but nothing like this that just hits you and you don't know where it's coming from, how it affects people. Everything's changing with it. Like, one symptom didn't exist until this next time. Like, whenever you lost taste or lost smelling, that wasn't one of the first symptoms that came out. So everything started changing. And yeah, it was so weird because like it started, you know, the toilet paper shortages, everything was being, you know, stocked out, stores were closing early, there was the mandates to where, hey, we're gonna have a curfew now, you can't be out past this time. So it
Well,
was crazy.
now you're getting into the month of April, the mandates, the curfews. When April came, the lockdown was like it was like we have to do a lockdown. We're gonna
Yeah.
start 2 weeks, but it lasted like 7 months. But we'll get into that later. We're supposed to do a lockdown. Everything was locked down. Stores are closed. Essential personnel only are working. Then we have to understand what's essential. And this is where all these
Mhm.
terms essential, asymptomatic, curfew, where governors and mayors are kind of overstepping their power and trying to be like a mini dictator to their state or their
Mhm.
self-proclaimed country. Newsom, thank you, buddy, for doing a great job with California, baby. Woo! Woo! Thank you, thank you. But April starts.